All right, all right. So today we're gonna do a nice little skin fade. My boy here, Jeffrey. I want to say thanks to him. This haircut's possible because of him right now. So let's do this tutorial. We're doing a skin fade on the sides, nothing off the top. La barba también. Oh no. Okay. Huh? Okay, okay. All right, no hay problema. Boston, what's going on, man? I like that shirt. All right, so real quick, I'm just gonna clean up my tools. Tools I will be using today is gonna be the Magic Clip Cordless, the Fast Feeds, the T Outliner by Andes, and I think that's it. Yeah. Maybe the slim line, but we'll see. I think that's all I need for today. Let me minimize this window here so I can see how my string health is doing. All right, so let's get started. We're gonna do a skin fade, all right? So first thing I like to do, me personally, I like to start off with the number 1 open on the Magic Clips, and we're gonna go open. Notice how I'm following his head shape. I'm contouring to his head shape. So we're gonna drop towards the back here. Bring your head down some, and we're gonna follow right around, just above the occipital bone here, just above that. Because if you tend to stay just below that, what happens is it becomes like a dark shadow line, and it just doesn't look right. It looks like you left the line. So just above that. There we go. So this is what we're doing so far right now. It's just setting up our guideline. What I like to call the setup, because everything's gonna happen in here. The rest of it's gonna be blended out. But for right now, that's all we need right there. All right. So that's my setup. I just make sure it's even all the way throughout. And what I'm gonna do now, focus here. Oh, I focused on the wrong person. Let me get it. All right, so right there. There we go. So we're gonna stay there. All right, we're gonna work on this side now. So now that's my setup. Now what I'm gonna do now is grab my fast feeds, start open. All right, just below, about an inch below where I want to be, up top, right? About an inch. I'm anticipating that I will extend the blend a little bit more, but we're gonna start right here. All right, now I'm gonna close it, and I'm only gonna do one side for right now, just because I want to show you guys how I do a fade. So now, still contouring to his head shape. In other words, I'm making 2 parallel lines like this. This is what I'm doing, 2 parallel lines. All right? So just like that. So now, the half is right around here. Look, right around here. That's where the half is. I'm like slightly below that. All right? The reason is because I zeroed out this. And I'm going to as I come to the shape up, if you notice, I'm in kind of like a 45 degree. We're going in that angle right here. That's gonna allow to leave the shape up a little darker. Okay? All right. So now I'm gonna open it just a little bit. There's no precise measurement for that. I just slightly, about a quarter of the way open. All right. So let's, if you will, I divide my lever into 4 and I open it just a little bit. All right. Typically I divide it into 5. I just pushed it a little bit more, and we're gonna continue rising up to that half line. This is what's gonna create that seamless fade, that blend that just looks so clean and so blended. It's here. This is the important part. All right, we're gonna open up a little bit more and start fading above that half line. So what was the point of that half line? It's just a guide. It's so that I myself can measure myself and not go too crazy. You get me? It's all it was. It wasn't like, oh, this is where the half is gonna end. No. That's why I left space here. But the reason you do it that way is because if not, people tend to just get too excited and bring it up too high, and then it's gonna end up high. In order to keep it right where you want it, you gotta anticipate below it. All right, there you go. So now I'm gonna shave the sides with the shaver. Okay, so the Andy shaver is the only other item I forgot to mention I will be using. Okay, so I'm about to use the shaver here. I'm quickly just looking for my shave stick. Oh, let me use that, bro. Oh, you don't, right here? So we're gonna use the shave stick real quick, just to put a little shave. So he has a smoother, more comfort shave right there. So that the machine, as it's rubbing up on his skin, isn't irritating him. So there we go. So now I'm putting in the shaver. We're not gonna go up to that line. I'm staying just below that line. Okay, so now as you see, the shaver has been done. Sorry, I saw a few little stragglers that remain, and we'll leave it there. So now, shaver's right around here, okay? Right around there, about a half an inch lower than that half open. I'm gonna detail into that, okay? Why? Because with my fast feeds closed, I'm able to detail it and pretty much just remove that. Not a line, but it's more like a. It's more like a shade there. It's like a little bit of a shade. So you just break up that shade enough, and that's it. So now open, and we're gonna use corners. Kind of introducing the one. Since the machine open is a half, and with the clip on, the number 1 clip, I feel like I just feel like with the clip on here, this has a 0, and the clip on it is like a 1, but there's a gap missing from the half to the 1. There's like half a clip missing there, so I like to use the corner to introduce the 1 into the continue fading. I don't know if that makes sense, but this only goes to, if we're talking in dollars, let's talk in dollars. With the clip on, it's $1. This is 50 cents. There's 50 cents missing from this to the 1 clip. And so that's why I use the corners. I use the corners to give me about 70 cents here. 70 cents, just about what I need so I can fade it into the rest of the hair. I hope that explains it better. All right, so now, that we're at this point, uh, I'm about to start introducing the one. I know a lot of you guys are gonna say, why didn't you just use the 16th guard? Well, you could, you typically could, but the problem is, I feel like the corners do a better job. For the more inexperienced barbers, I'll use the 16th guard right here. Just to, again, now the 16th, the corners did a great job, but let's get into a little bit of the longer hairs. There we go. Now we can definitely introduce that number one. All right. So now I'm gonna bring out the one. Let's introduce the one. One open. Here we go. One close. One close right there. And we're literally hitting in the bottom. Okay. Sixteenth guard. I'm using the 16th guard right here. I'm literally just picking out little hairs and strands that I don't like. That the one wasn't grabbing, so I went back to the 16th and let me grab it out. So now I'm pretty good with the blend here. I like what we're looking like in this area. Okay. So now I'm gonna bring in my next guard, the one open on the fast feeds. And I'm not gonna make a higher line. I'm literally just gonna remove this bulky area here. So as we're removing the bulk, the blend goes up a little higher. Now, at this point, because I know how my comb works, how tight I can get, or how close I can get with my comb, I can use my thinning shears for the rest of the cut, just to blend into the top since we're not touching the top. So I'm gonna blend this right here out, and then the blend is done. All right. And then, I mean, obviously once I remove that, I can always see like detail that I can go back and, detail, okay? So now I'm gonna grab my thinning shears, and I'm gonna get real close right here, and I'm gonna remove the bulk. And there you go. As you can see, the bulk is not being removed. It's blending, and it's all falling into place. All right, so now we're gonna go back in detail because in this area I can see some shade area that could use some love, you know what I mean? So we're gonna go in there and start detailing. Just literally removing shades, like little spots. So as we remove those spots, the blend should start looking better. Right there, right there. using the 16th guard. I'm gonna hit it up a little bit more right here. So I'm just gonna open up my one on my magic clips. Even though I thinned it out, I just want some of these little hairs to lay down here. So I'm just gonna blend it in like this. This will get the little hairs that are prickling up to lay down. There we go, just like that. All right, so we're gonna do the back now. Now for the back, I'm gonna place them right there. Let me refocus the camera. All right there. So now, I'm gonna have the client place his head down. And while he places it down, I'm gonna place my half line. I'm gonna open it up. Fast feeds are open. And we're gonna come above his occipital bone, all right? Right above that. Not below, but above. So now that it's above, and there we go. We're gonna, okay, so now that we're there, it's just gonna work up to about right here where I'm at from one end to another. All right, so now I'm gonna close it, and I'm gonna start bringing up that, again, above the occipital bone. Right there, and that looks like a good spot. Now when doing the back, you notice that we left a little more space here. So now I remove all these little hairs that I don't want. There you go. So now that we're there, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna apply some of the shave stick on there and start shaving with the shaver. If you never used the shave stick, I highly recommend it. If you have used it, let me know what you think. What was your opinion on it? Did you think it was good? I honestly, personally don't think it does a closer shave. It does say it on the label that it provides a closer, smoother shave. I don't think a closer shave, because there's nothing that can get closer than the shaver. It's already close enough. But I do believe it provides a smoother shave. It doesn't irritate the client's skin. So that's just my opinion on it. But I do like it. Customers love it. They always ask, what is it? And I explain it to them. And they're like, wow, that's cool. You know. Some have said, as far as the sanitation side of it goes, you know, but what I typically do before I apply it on any client, I like scrape with the back of my hand the, I guess, top layer, if you will, of the shave stick in an attempt to be a little more sanitary. All right, but end of the day, they're still getting sprayed with the alcohol. They're still gonna be taken care of, and none of my customers or clients have come back with any type of skin disease or anything. At the end of the day, it's just powder. We use our dusters and stuff like that, and you know, I don't think all our tools are 100% sanitary, but we do our best. All right, so okay, so shaver's done, and we have, if you will, about that much space, inch and a half. Okay, so now next step. Let me just even this out right here real quick, one time. There you go. That was bugging me. That's what 1.5 open. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my fast feeds again and open right around here. All right, right around there. So now that we're open to there, I'm gonna close the clip and come in, just detailing now. The back for me, I've always said, I don't know if you guys or who else feels this way, but I've always noticed that the back, for some reason, typically requires more detailing. So I like to make sure that the back is really detailed. I don't know if it maybe because it's just a bigger segment of the head, but or the way the hair lays, maybe because most people sleep on the back of their head, or who knows. But I've always noticed that the back requires a little more detail. And again, this process here is just consisting of starting close and gradually opening the clipper to fully open, and you're back at where you started. So now I'm gonna, with the corners, literally start removing that line again. There you go. We're removing that line, just literally with corners of the clipper. So so here we go. Now I'm using the 16th guard just to make that blend in perfect, all right? Now, I don't know if you noticed, I'm sure you guys have, but the top of his hair has been bleached. So you're going from dark hairs, his hair is naturally dark, into light hairs. So this might make the fade seem a little more challenging. Just approach the hair as hair. Don't look at the colors as much because that could throw you off. Just focus on the fade, where you're at, and follow the process, trust the process, and you should have the desired look you wish to have. So far we're in the right path. Okay, 16th guard has done exactly what I wanted it to do. Okay, and I always like to cross-reference what I did over here with over here, so I make sure I'm staying within the same regimen of hair. Okay, and I typically go a little over on this end as well, just so I can follow it when I start fading this side over here. All right, well, here we go. And now we're gonna get the one again open. One open, and there we go. Just start removing at the hairline, coming off the head. All right, so we're going in here, but we're coming off. That's gonna blend it in on its own as well. And then the rest of it is just detailing. I close it into a one now and hit on the lower ends down here. And there we go. There we go. Now, same thing up here. We're going to do it with the thinning shears. 16 guard open. Just hit those corners. Get that detail work done right. There we go. All right. So now we're gonna pull out the thinning shears. Now that I did the detail work I did there. What's making the camera? Oh, 1 second. Dígame. Get it. No, arriba no está tan largo todavía, pero con un poquito de gel. All right, she says fine. Just do it anyways and try to gel as much as you can. All right. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing. Open, set our parallel open line. There we go. Now I'm gonna close it, make a parallel line, just about 1/2 inch from that half line. Back to the shape stick. Remember guys, if you guys like these videos and appreciate this, I'm just trying to bring the education live to you right from the barbershop, from a barbershop setting, to give you a real world scenario, exactly how it goes down at the shop. There's no editing, literally how it goes down. Please like and subscribe, comment, tell your friends. Mayflix is trying to do some big stuff, man. We've been listening to the industry, watching the industry, and we're trying to bring them what the industry is missing. Real world scenario. All right, so I'm gradually opening my guard, my clipper, working my way up. So there we go. This is the clipper open, completely open. I like to go one way and then come the other way in every direction, just because sometimes it doesn't grab it right away. So you want to make sure you go every which way. And detail, don't forget, it's all about the detail. So now we're going to grab our number one. We're going to open it. And hit right at that bulky area. There we go. There you go. So now in this area here, I'm going to use the 16th of the magic clip. Okay? If you guys see, you see the blade come out pretty quickly. That line that was there, that shadowed line that was in there, tends to be removed. Pretty simple. Okay? But remember, you always want to detail with it. So I'm going to use the corners just to go picking out little hairs that I do not want in there. Little spots. All right, so now 16th card's done. I like how the blend is looking. Again, we're gonna focus on this higher part here with the thinning shears. Make sure we remove it. All right. So as you guys can see, the thinning shears comes in very handy, especially when you're not trying to touch the top. If you notice, I have not touched the top. Thinning shears are a great tool to use. I know a lot of people may say that that's a cheap or cheating way of doing stuff, but I say whatever gets the job done. Use the tools. You know, you got to. You got to use the tools you got at hand. You're only as good as your tools. You want to make sure you're as good as your tools. You have all your tools that are up to par to your performance. You know what I mean? Provide the service. Don't be afraid to use whatever is at your hand to give a really good service. See here, after looking at the other side, I feel like there's little spots here. So I'm gonna bring out the 16th card and get rid of those spots. I liked how the other side blended a lot easier. This side looks like it needs a little more love. Can't be afraid to go back and touch up. It happens, guys. Don't think that your best barbers or your favorite barbers never have to go back and touch up. That would be ignorant. They all go back and touch up and perfect and make sure that their haircut is 100%. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to be a one time I touched it and that's it. It's set. If you are that, amazing. All power to you. I wish I had such a skill, but to be honest with you, a lot of us have to go back. We're not perfect, and there's stuff we got to touch up. Don't be afraid to do so. And as you guys can tell, my model here is sleeping. He's falling asleep. He's nodding. But it's okay. It's all part of the real world scenario. We all go through it. There's times our client's falling asleep. No matter if the camera's on him, he's going to go to sleep. I bet you the client would appreciate you going and taking your time to make sure that their haircut is A1. You know, so don't be afraid of going back and touching up. The clients appreciate it, trust me. They appreciate it. So now I'm just gonna go one last time. One open, down, following the grain of the hair. Make sure everything's laying down right. Always cross-reference on the mirrors. Don't be afraid to look at your mirrors multiple times. I want to make sure everything is on point. That's what makes you a good barber. That you take pride in your work. You do it because you love this and you're passionate about it. You're not rushing the customer to get to the next customer. You're taking your time with each customer to make sure that their haircut looks like an art piece. There we go. So now that I'm gonna shape them up, I'm gonna refocus the camera, make sure we're in focus. So now we're gonna shape them up. I'm gonna bring them down a little bit so you guys can see them a little better. So there you go. So one of the ways that I like to get the shape up nice and straight, the hair not moving out of my way, I use some of the spritz. I apply some spritz right it to the hairline. We're gonna brush it down. Let that sit there and dry up. Okay? The reason we do this is that the hair, as you're trimming it, does not move. It just looks like a sharper and crisper line. So here we're gonna go. We're applying the spritz. Let it dry. All right? In the meantime, while you're waiting for that, go ahead and prepare your blade. You know what I mean? Get your razor ready. Do something else. Don't just sit there and wait. Make use of your time. Me, I can't seem to find. Oh, razors are over here by the camera. But now I'm gonna get my razor ready. By the time he's done, then I'm gonna shape him up and then hit him with the razor. So now I come in, make sure it's dry. Everything's dry now. So now I'm gonna use my T outliner that I used to bald them. I like to start in the center. Me personally, I like to start dead center and go just a little bit to one side and a little bit to the other side. All right? The reason I do it like that, because then I come over here on this end and establish my height, where I'm gonna go. But I can see where the other one was. And then all it is just pretty much connecting the dots. That's simple. There we go. Nice and sharp. Making sure you bring it from the top way above and grab any little hair that could be out of place. That's what's gonna give you a nice crisp line. Same thing here, look. I'm gonna brush it out a little bit and land right on those hairs so they get cut out. If you don't do that, you're gonna have little hairs sticking out. So now we're gonna go to the other side. We already established the front here, right? So now, I hope I don't block you guys here, but I'm gonna start on this end here. Okay, and now right here, look, landing on the hair and connecting it to what I already had. So now I'm gonna do the arch. I'm gonna arch them up here nice. So there you go. Just like that. Because it blends into this side, it doesn't matter where I started it. But you always want to try to make sure it's as natural as possible. It's not that it's gonna be completely natural, but it's gotta be as natural as possible. Go back and touch up anything you may feel. So now I'm gonna change the setting on my camera again so you can get a autofocus of the haircut. Yo. What's going on, bro? Okay. Saturday, what time? What time? Sorry, I don't hear you, bro. Okay. That sounds fine. All right, I'm gonna let you go. I'm doing a YouTube tutorial here. All right. I gotta go. So yeah, as you see, it's a real world scenario, man. Getting phone calls while doing a tutorial. And now we're gonna do the razor. ¿Hago la línea arriba de la barba o no? ¿Está bien? Okay. So now he wants me to just shape up the top of the beard. He doesn't want to touch it, so he wants to shape it up. Sopla aquí. Así mismo. Así mismo. So one of the things I asked him to do was to blow out. This typically gives me just enough pull. The cheek, for the most part, of most men, or just anybody, are usually like soft skin. So you can stretch it, and you'll get a nice stretch. But you're pretty much all up in his eye. So by having him blow out, it gives you enough stretch for you to be able to create that nice arch. So we're gonna do the same thing. Sopla aquí. I just simply ask him just to quickly blow out. And as he's blowing out, I'm gonna hit up his beard. And just like that, we got that there. Now, for the top part of the shape up, I typically just have them lean back a little bit. I reach over and I stretch opposite of my blade direction. So the last thing I'm gonna do now is literally just gonna be blend out the sideburns of the beard. All right, so for that I'm gonna use my fast feeds. I'm gonna open them up, and I'm gonna start with extreme corner use. All right, you don't want to be corners but too flat. You want to be way more in an angle. I'm gonna do the same thing right here, right at that where it starts, the line. And then I'm gonna put it flat, and it pretty much blended itself out. A little bit more. There you go. And that's pretty much it, guys. Go ahead, let me know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. Again, we did a skin fade, nothing off the top. So we're going from dark hair into some blonde hairs. Last thing I'm gonna do, put some pomade on the top of his head. Huh? Right now? What time is it? What is it? Oh, I can't. I got somebody coming at 5 and somebody at 6. But I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
When I look at my hair, the more I want to get it done. I've officially entered the awkward stage.
Holla back. I'm giving you whatever you want. So with the shears, all I'm doing now is just detail work up top. Just getting all the little hairs that are standing up to lay down. It's all about that finish. right, guys. Thank you very much. This is your boy Jeffrey here, a barber at Chicago Cuts. I want to say thank you to him for letting me do this class on him today. That's all right, money. Stay tuned for next class, guys. Stay tuned for next class.